All right, it's time for a little spare change. Today we're doing something different and asking, could your spare change be going to spare some electricity for a family in need? WakaWaka is a company that's helping shine a light to those who literally don't have access to electricity. Believe it or not, that's about 1.5 billion people on the planet with no electricity. So every time you buy a WakaWaka light, the company gives one to someone in poverty. Company has already helped almost 300,000. Joining me now is the co-founder of WakaWaka, Camillie van Gestel. It's Swahili, right?
Correct.
WakaWaka, it means?
Shine bright.
Shine bright.
Shine bright.
Okay,
That's
so
what it does.
you have one of the devices here. Show it off for us.
Yes.
How exactly does it work?
It is very bright, so careful here.
Yeah.
It is
blinding.
really bright.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It has a couple of light modes, and on the side here, the blue light, that indicates that there is a USB out, which can charge your smartphone, actually. So
Okay.
on a full battery, you'll have a full smartphone within 2 hours, approximately.
Do a lot of people who don't have electricity own smartphones?
Actually, they do. Well, it's not all own smartphones.
How do they charge them?
They own phones. There's about 60% of Africans, 70% who own phones. But
Right.
Only 20-30% have grid electricity connection.
Wait, so how do they charge the phone if they don't have electricity?
They have to walk, they have to cycle to villages. There's people collecting batteries, going from one village to another and charging their phones at a price of $25 to $75 per charge.
Okay.
Quite expensive, actually.
The real thing that you're trying to battle here, of course, by providing light is the idea that most of these people who don't have electricity use kerosene.
Correct.
And that is both very expensive because it can take about 20% of someone's income to buy kerosene. It's also very dangerous because you're in a closed space with the kerosene.
Yes.
So providing this type of light that charges during the day could solve all of these problems. It's hard for me to believe. You take this thing out into the sunlight and you just leave it sitting there all day.
You just leave it out.
And how many hours of flashlight light do you get for that?
Around the equator, basically you leave it for 5-6 hours around the equator. In New York, it would take a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But after 5-6 hours around the equator, you have a full battery and you get 100 hours of light. 100 hours of light on a full charge, or a full smartphone charge, actually. Now, and what you were saying about the kerosene, actually. 16,000 people per day are injured because of accidents with these kerosene lamps. And
right.
Almost nobody knows about this.
So let's talk about your business plan a little bit, because a lot of people have great ideas
Yes.
for things that the world needs.
Yes.
The problem is that there isn't enough money to pay for everybody's great idea.
Yeah.
I was interested in you guys because you're doing something similar. You know, Tom's is very famous for you buy a pair of shoes and, you know, you choose to pay whatever it is for the good that you actually want. They give away a pair of shoes to somebody who doesn't have them.
Yeah.
You're doing something similar with this, and can it pay for it? I mean, is it workable?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We're doing the exact same model now for a campaign for Syria, actually. We call it the solarforsyria.org campaign. We do that together with the International Rescue Committee. And for each WakaWaka that you buy for Christmas for yourself or your family, one also goes to a Syrian family. And the way we can do that is because we sell this direct to consumer. So it doesn't go through retail, and we use that retailer margin this time for the campaign, for this specific promotion.
People understand they're willing to pay a little bit more because they want these to go somewhere else?
Actually, they pay a little bit less. So we give a $10 discount also.
How can you give a discount and still keep your money? I want you to charge a lot because I want you to be able to do this without government help and to get out there and help people on your own.
Precisely what we want. Yeah.
Okay.
We're independently funded.
Yeah. How do you know who to give it to in Syria, by the way? We've done a lot of segments on that. It's hard to figure out where. I mean, how do you get that done?
We don't go there by ourselves. First of all, it's very dangerous. It takes very brave people to do that.
Right.
And brave people work, for example, at the International Rescue Committee. They are on site in Syria, also in the danger zone, basically. And they're providing the humanitarian aid which is needed for this huge crisis.
Yeah.
It's the biggest crisis since the Rwandese genocide in '94. And 7 million people displaced really need help.
Really need help, and some light would help a lot. Thank you for coming on.
My
Great
pleasure.
idea, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Up next, who made money today? The success